What's up, fam? Trying something new, kind of a shit show, but there's good stuff in there probably, right? Okay, Thirsty Thursday, let's go.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the PowerSlap king.
SlapSon, baby!
And wouldn't you know it? Riverside crashed or it paused. My gosh, that's so shocking. Okay, let's get into it. We had training camp this past week. We had Austin on talking about it, Malik talking about it. Malik, my boy, your little beard comment, it worked. It worked. A lot of eyeballs on that. I thought that was great, man. Super funny. Let's see if we can try and share my screen one more time. I just want to go through the rankings, man. Get to know who's there, the updates, people we haven't seen in a minute, kind of talk through it. And then you never know what'll happen, man. You know, there's no rules here. All right, let's share a screen. We definitely don't want that. Let's cancel it. Riverside's so fun to figure out on the fly. But you know what? Might as well screw it up in front of you guys. You feel me? I say you feel me a lot, man. All right, here we go. Okay, boom. This is our rankings right now in PowerSlap. Let's put you down here. All right. Yeah, I'm not looking at the cam, fam, because we're going to be looking at the screen together. So, all right, in the super heavyweight division, look at that. We got the dumpling, son. We got the dumpling. Let's get my mouth straight here. Number one contender is Crazy Hawaiian. Of course. Will we see that match again? I don't know. So, me personally, you know, on a personal level, Crazy is the one that kind of, you know, reached out to us first, and we kind of had this, you know, small relationship, and that's grown to something a little bit bigger. He's been on the show, you know, more than a couple times. So on a personal level, I feel like he deserves that shot. On a business level, he is dropping weight, right? So does he want it? That's the question. Not that he's scared to face him again and go another round. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, is that part of his aspirations? I don't know. But Dumpling is there. He's got the belt. It'd be interesting to see that played back, in my opinion. Fight week, Las Vegas, Dumpling versus Crazy Hawaiian. Shit. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. Now let's look down the list here. Kalani, I see you. I see you. Dane, little brother, I see you. Danny Van Heerden, oh my God, that'd be amazing. McKinney Manu, what's up, my guy? I just walked through. I just saw your clip, reposted it. Hell of a match there with Steve, Mr. Rousey, Dwayne, number 6. Let's talk about Dwayne for a minute. I feel like Dwayne's in an interesting spot, in my opinion. He doesn't back down from a match like a lot of the strikers. You know, anytime, anywhere, he's got that mentality for sure. He was on the show just a few weeks ago, maybe, could have been a month ago now. But not too long ago, he was on, and we talked about his new contract at PowerSlap. He's one-upped again for some more fights, so he's locked in. He's on the roster. And it'd be interesting to see if they place him in like a number one contender match, given his history, his track record in Slap, or if they give him straight to a title. Who knows? There's a super heavyweight's weird because there's not no one's like jumping out. You know what I mean? Again, on a personal level, I like to see Crazy do it, but on a business level, the biggest name there globally is probably Dumpling, right? But who's clamming to the top? Clamming? Who the fuck says clamming? I don't even know where that came from. Who's clamming for the top? Shit, man. Need some more caffeine, fam. No, what I mean is like super heavyweight seems to have it's a bit more of a quiet division, right? There's not a lot of people yelling back and forth. I want this guy. I want that guy. There just seems to be more of that introvert personality going on a super heavyweight. Now I know Danny's going like, "What do you mean? I ate a freaking burrito the size of my leg." I know, man. I see you, but you know, as far as like this is the match to make, I don't know if there is that going on in super heavyweight. I mean, everybody likes to see the big dogs get up there, do their thing, but I'm not sure there's like a glaring, like, I got to get this guy, or Dumpling himself calling out somebody saying, hey, I got to get this guy. So it's interesting to see what's going on. A lot of good names up there. Some of these guys I still haven't spoken with on the pod. Personally, I've spoken with almost all of them. Super heavyweight, yeah. Dumpling's king right now. Does Crazy go back and go another round to try and prove something? Or does he just go straight to that heavyweight division? We'll see. And then Kalani, what's up, dude? What do you think? Do you think you're next? Going down the list, we've got Danny, we've got Dane, we've got Dwayne, like I said. And I'm looking at these names. McKinney, Manu, he's a big guy coming on strong from his last match. I don't know. What do you guys think, honestly? Super heavyweight, red-blooded fighting Americans. We love the heavyweights, right? We love the big guys going at it. But does that necessarily mean they're the most exciting matches? Yeah, what do you guys think? Who should Dumpling go after next? Who should he call out? Should he be calling someone out? You know what I mean? Interesting stuff. I love it. Let's move on. Oh, boy. All right. We got Damian DeBell. So, we're working on some stuff for a few of the divisions. Maybe all of them. But Damian's a part of that. And Damian, man, I respect you, brother. I just got done talking about introverts, in this fight game. And you're an interesting guy, man. You kind of keep to yourself, but you never back down. It's not that you're not answering any questions. It's not that you're not avoiding anything. You know what I mean? You just kind of keep to yourself, and when it comes, you take on the challenge and you do your thing. Just taking a pause because, we had Dorian and Pono go round for round, right? And the number one contender is still Dorian. And do we want to see that ram back? Do we want to see that match again? I mean, they both put their chins on display. Speaking of Dorian and Damian, when they went at it, Dorian put his chin on display again, going up against Pono. The heavyweight division is interesting because we've got a champ who's young, who's hungry, who could if he keeps going, he's just going to set the bar and break records. But you also got some heated exchanges going on in this division, man. Look, y'all, if you're paying attention, Pono and Wes, what the hell? Where'd that come from? I got to be honest, fam. I didn't see that coming. The last time that I saw Wes or spoke with Wes was in person right before PowerSlap 12. He came up for Sweet Talks. And, dude, legit, him, Pono, Crazy, we're all hanging out in the suite, having a good time, laughing back and forth, dude. All love. And then next thing you know, Wes and Pono, they're taking jabs at each other. I mean, these fools called each other brothers, literally. They called each other family, literally. And then next thing you know, Pono's calling him a fake ass, trading blowjob for insight, or I'm probably fucking that up, but something like that. Basically, like he's, being dirty to get to where he wants to go. And then Wes is firing back saying, you're a fake. You say you're about these higher powers and God and things like that, and you're just fake out there trying to scam people into what you're and to have them thinking something that you actually aren't. So, I mean, just a surprise to me. I mean, it's a fight game, and things do happen. Words get said, not just on camera, but behind the scenes. So who really knows what's going on there? I mean, you got Pono saying he's got receipts. You got Wes saying, fuck you, basically. I'm not riding with you anymore. And that just popped up out of nowhere. For me, anyway, to see that happen. And I got to be honest. Look, fam, there's a lot of good contenders in the heavyweight. And I'm not so sure that Dorian doesn't deserve the next title shot again to see if he can pull it off. But I will say this. For a true next in line spot, if they're already going to give Dorian the shot since he's number one contender, it's got to be Wes and Pono. It's got to be. Look, I'm going to go down this list, okay? You've got Damian, who's the champ. You got Dorian, number one. You got Nate, number two. And Nate's coming on soon, so we're going to get his pick. Excuse me. Nate's coming on soon, confirmed. I think he's coming on this Monday. We'll record it. Not sure when it will come out, but Nate is coming on. So I want to put that out there, and I'm going to get his take on all this. So we got Damian, we got Dorian, we got Nate. But then you got Wes. Then you got James Seekman. James, I love you, bro. I love you. We've tried to hook up a pod time, 7-8 times, and life happens. So I'm not sure how to feel out what James is thinking, but bro, if you see this, let me know. Let's have you on. We'll talk about it. Do you think you're next up? Do you think you deserve the title shot? Moving on down, after James, we got Pono. Again, Pono and West, they're making the noise, and this is a fight game. Got to be honest, I want to see them go at it. I just do. And those of you who know me know that it's hard to see fam get up there, and do their thing. But it's a fight game, and that would be a hell of a match. The build-up's already there. I mean, anyway, moving on. Zakir, we got to talk, bro. We got to talk. I haven't spoken with you yet, but I know you're coming up. We'll get it done. Aaron Turner, the rankings are there. He's climbing them. And what a gentleman, right? He admits to that's not how he wants to strike as far as when it comes to clubbing. He wants to be, the strong, clean competitor. And I respect that. He didn't back down from that at all when we spoke about his last match. He's like, look, that's just how it went, right? And, he might want to turn it back with Wes as well. But I do know this. He is ready whenever, and he is game, son. Aaron, he's a gamer. And I'm not talking PlayStation. I'm talking fighting. He's a gamer. Let's move on down. Brian Ellis, my guy Cooper. What's up, one of one? And Darius. Man, I haven't spoken with Darius, even small talk. So we'll have to get you on here, my man. Heavyweight division, super interesting. There's a lot of excitement there, if you can't tell. But that's good for the fight game. Look, fam, listen. Right now, there's a lot of camaraderie, and overall and long term, I do think that's where PowerSlap is going to be different overall. I really do think, even long term, guys are going to go at it. The females are going to go at it. And no matter what's said, when the match is over, I still think we're going to the bar, getting some beers or drinks or whatever. I do believe that. Now, having said that, that's not going to be everybody. You know what I mean? That's not going to be all the time. This is the fight game. It's true feelings, and it is true emotions. And sometimes when that match gets over, maybe we're not friends anymore. And that's okay. This is a business at the end of the day. I can't remember who said it during Sweet Talks, but they view these cards as a business trip. They're just going to get paid on the business trip and head on home. And at the end of the day, that is what it is. But overall, I still think that will be where Slap is different. Time will tell. But as far as like energy and people going back and forth, you can't deny the Wes and Pono situation. But either way, you got to dethrone that champ. And Damian, I know you're coming on soon, so we'll talk about it. But those are kind of my thoughts on the heavyweight division. And Cooper, I got another case of cards coming. You know I'm going to pull your one-on-one yet again. I'll hook you up, my guy. I'll hook you up. Let's move on down. All right, we got the lightweight division. Okay, Ron. Ron's champ. Ron retired. Did he, though? Did he? Stay tuned. And I don't mean a party, did he? I mean, did he? Got to be careful these days. Ron, so good to talk with you during Sweet Talks. Get to know you a little bit. You hung out after the interview was over, which was amazing. Humble guy, straightforward guy, a guy with goals. I should be saying champ, not guy. Humble champ, a champ with goals. And, I know he helped out during training camp. I don't think he's totally disappearing, fam. I think, it's going to take the right matchup. During Sweet Talks, that's kind of what we spoke about is what's going to help you come on home. And it's just going to take the right matchup, I think, for Ron. But, he's got some people. Vern, what's up, my guy? I see your planes. What's going on there, pilot? I don't know if Vern gets another shot. It's hard to say a little bit, but I don't think he gets the next shot. There was some fire behind Luke coming up, but you can't deny Russell. Turpin, I don't know, son. I would love to talk to Austin Turpin. I don't know if he's on the outs, if he's done. You got to respect a man's personal life as well. So maybe there's some personal things going on there that he needs to deal with. And shit, okay, we've all been there. I get that. But I would love to talk to Austin. Get that dog on here. You know, the guy's good for TV. He's good for eyeballs. He gets the passion of it. He gets not vibrato. That's when you sing. Just the man can puff up his chest, and that's why they have him on the shows, and they were building him up, and it's kind of disappearing a little bit. And I just would love to talk to him about it. So, hey, Daddy Turpin, if you're watching, if you're listening, DM me, son. Let's do this. Let's get to know each other. Have some fun. I'm moving on down. Russell as well. Russell, bro, hit me up on the DM. Let's chat. I want to get your take. I've never got your take on some of these things and where you're at and where you want to go with your goals. Hit me up, man. Let's do it. Luke, obviously, got to know Luke really well. Yo, he's hungry. Luke is hungry, son. He wants this. And I know that. And I felt that when we spoke with him. And not much to say there, except if Luke isn't the next guy in line, he's probably going to be fighting for a number one contender spot. And then he's the guy. That's just my opinion on that. Garrett Blakesley, fantastic dude. Good to get to know you as well during Sweet Talks, my guy. It's never over until you say it's over. That's what I got to say to Garrett. Look, you put your heart on the line, and things go your way sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, my guy, you're ranked number 5 in the world, so I don't think you're going anywhere. Alan, hey, dude. How's that rock of PowerSlap coming? Huh? What's the audition scene going on? When's that movie coming out? I do know this about Alan. The man shows up with passion. If you watch, Road to the Title, the man just loses his mind out there in all the best ways, right? It's the eyeball game, and he brings that energy to bring those eyeballs in. I respect that. And, he's holding solid at number 6. I don't know if he gets a shot at the title anytime soon. You got to be a bit more active, and a lot of that is probably out of his hands. Let's be honest. But at the end of the day, I think that's just all it's going to take for Alan. Just be a bit more active. You know what I mean? You're good at getting your name out there, being on social media. A fun guy to be around. Great guy, gentleman of a guy. Super nice to my kids when we saw him at the last card. Anyway, I see you, Alan. Big Logan. What's up, Logan guy? We'll see you again. I know we will. Going down the list. TJ Thomas, what's up, dude? Hockey 1, Hockey 2. Cody, we gotta have. Excuse me, Cody. Cody has that effect on me. He just makes my voice get all raspy. We gotta have you on, man. That was fun when we did it as a big group before. So I'll reach out. But light heavyweight division, look, it's not as established as these rankings seem. That's how I feel. I feel like anybody on that list could go number 1 contender, could go for. Maybe not a title shot, everybody, but everybody could go for a number 1 contender spot. I really do believe that. Because we need to get that action, to either solidify Ron as I'm still here, take this belt from me, or to build somebody else up as the champ. Can't hate on the lightweight division, man. Light heavyweight, excuse me. Caffeine hasn't kicked in fully, fam. Let's move along. All right, middleweight. Okay. So middleweight, I personally believe at the end of last year, the middleweight division was getting all the hype, in my opinion. You have Brandon and Isaiah going back. They understand social media. They understand that it's the eyeball game. And some of the things Brandon and Isaiah both put out were just so hilarious. I mean, Brandon with the timer counting down. Isaiah battling back saying, hey, fool, it's not about a timer. It's about a ref. And just boom, 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 boom. I think that brought a lot of excitement. In my opinion, it was the first natural, rivalry, if you will. And for this belt, I want to see round 3, late summer, early fall. I know Brandon's on a 6-month suspension, something like that. But that's what I want to see because it's going to end the debate, son. It's going to end it. Look, Isaiah's talking about his step was a little off. Brandon's talking about, see, I told you, I was always him. And we need to have a trilogy, in my opinion, because we need to solidify who the first original king of this middleweight division in PowerSlap is. And I think a trilogy with those two could finally solidify that. And then hopefully whoever comes out of that can continue to solidify who they are and then defend that belt again. But that's my opinion. That's what I want to see. I want to see the trilogy, no doubt. Would love to do some behind the scenes with both those guys because of that situation, because of the buildup, because of the history there. I think that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing content for sure. Anyway, going down, John Davis. Dude, John. Hey, man, it's funny. You know, it's kind of like you're here for me, and then you're not in this fight game. It's like, what have you done lately? Who are the eyeballs on now? It's very, like, present to this fight game. And I know you know that, dude. I know you know that. And once that happened with Isaiah and Brandon, you kind of started popping up a little bit, you know, which I think is great, dude. Well deserved. Who knows? Who knows? John, actually, shoot me a DM, comment below if you're seeing this or hearing this. What do you think? I mean, I know your game. I know you want it, but just your thoughts on that. That'd be cool to find out. But John's a great guy. He's put in the work, right? And I know he wants another shot at it. And who knows? He might get that shot even before a trilogy, because it's funny, right? Who's ever the most presence of mind, who's ever in the forefront of all the activity in their respective weight classes seems to get the attention, which seems to lead to things, and those things could be a match, even a title match in John's case. So very cool. Darren, okay, fam. I need a drink. Hold on. Okay, fam. Let's talk about Darren and K-Ali. They both respect each other. They both have shown out, meaning they put their skill set on display. They both had some, things they can improve on. But I want to see this match. I don't know if the brass says this is a number one contender match or whatever, but I want to see this match so bad. I really do, man. The history behind these two, I know their game. They both respect each other. And meaning, I think most fighters say they respect each other. But when I say that when it comes to these two, there's no bad blood, I don't think. I think they just want to compete and just show the world, like, see, I told you. Whoever becomes victorious, they can look in that camera and say, see, I told you, I was him. I was the guy. And how can you not want that as a fan? How can you not, how can you not want to see that? You know what I mean? I don't have a whole lot more to say on that. It's just that I want to get it done. PowerSlap, get it done. That's the fight for me as far as a number one contender spot. I just think the excitement and the eyeballs, internationally even, they have that appeal. So anyway, that's the fight I want to see for the number one contender spot. Sorry, I got two screens right here, fam, so I got a little sidetracked there. That was funny. Okay, Wesley, bro. First of all, you got to come on. Let's see where your head is at, your mindset's at. It's a fight game. Your heart was there. It was shown, and I want to just get your thoughts on that. But I think he's where he should be, which is number 5. AJ Hint. All I know about you, brother, is you hooked up one of my boys with a 1-of-1 jacket or jersey, whatever that was, and that was baller. You got to come on, dude. Come on. I'm going to be super honest. Don't know a whole lot about AJ. Garrett Grimes, I've got to know a little bit. And going on down, we've got Eddie Spaghetti, and we got my boy Brandon Rhodes, and then my guy Hunter. I've spoken with Garrett, Brandon, and Hunter a few times. Hunter, man, I think he's right where he needs to be. He put in a lot of work. He was patient. And the next thing you know, you're in the top 10. So I think he's right where he needs to be. And Brandon, on heart alone, that fool deserves to be in the top 10. And I think Kali would back me up on that. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that. I just wish Brandon well, as far as the recovery goes, he seems like he's doing good, and we'll see him up there soon. Okay, fam, let's move on down. Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Anthony, I love you, son. I love you. And this photo of you that PowerSlap has of you, I don't ever want it to be updated. This is how I picture you every day. Long locks, no beard, just staring at the camera like, where's my bottle at, son? Babyface has arrived. All right, let's go down the list, fam, and then we'll call it. Obviously, Blackburn's the champ. Man, with Manny and Blackburn, it's tough, right? Like, it's not tough in the sense that they're It's not tough in the sense that you know they're going to put on a show. And the rematch was fucking nuts. Like, I was there for both of them, and the rematch was off the charts to me. Round for round for round. So, dude, Manny, I don't know. Because as far as a competitor goes, right, we should go another round. But we have seen it. And so we did have a shakeup last year or earlier this year. I don't know, fam. A lot of things going on. Anyway, Azael, he did move, right? So who knows what's going to happen with that. But obviously, Manny's a competitor's competitor. Well loved as far as I know. People respect him. He puts in the work. And, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And now we got Azael. Jewel, my guy. I've tried to be funny with you. I've tried to connect with you on our music tastes. And you just, respect. You gotta, I respect you want to I respect that you want to do, how do I say this, man? Why can I say this right? Jewel, my guy. I respect that you sort of just want to keep to yourself. There we go. Fucking did it. I'm a genius. I respect you want to keep to yourself. But man, we want to hear from you. You know what I mean? Like, you're number 3 in the world, and people want to hear your voice, son. They want to know where your headspace is at and what you think of the landscape and the division that you're in. Hey, you and I aren't too far off in age, okay? You got to get in there if you're going to get that belt. All right. Cole Young, what's up, my guy? We got to talk again. I think you're right where you need to be, honestly. Number 4 in the world. Not a small achievement at all. Would love to hear from you, what you think the landscape is as well, where you think you see yourself, what your goals are. Comment if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, hit me up on a DM and we can get you on. Moving on down to KO Chris. Okay. Let's talk KO Chris. My guy, if you're watching this, you keep saying you're going to come on. We got to run. Shit. We got to run it back now. Come on. Spoke to God. He wants us to speak. And this is why he wants us to speak. I was there. Just right in Blackburn's face. And Blackburn was right in your face when Blackburn came off of that, right? And he was just walking back into that little gap area from where the seats are. He was screaming in my face. I'll never forget it. Core memory. He's like, get the fucking contract. Sign it now. I'll slap him now. I'll fight him now. Like, the energy was off the charts. It was so nuts. I didn't even break up my phone to like go live or like show, you know what I mean? I was just like, what the hell's going on? So I don't know, because of that interaction, that they just jolt you up to fight for the belt. I'm not hating if they do, to be honest. Look, Blackburn's proven himself over and over and over. He's got a chin. He's got a method that's working. Obviously, he's the champ for a reason. And because of that interaction, I know there was some talk of different opponents for both of you. But for me, what solidifies that matchup is just the interaction afterwards. I mean, for Anthony to be screaming in my face, I'll sign the contract now. And for you screaming in his face, like, where you at? Where you at? I'm back. KO Chris is back. For me, that's the matchup. Okay, enough said. Man, Andrew, what's going on, bro? I know we tried to have you on right after right after the card, but we'll make it happen. Waylon, this is good, fam. Hopefully everyone that's on the roster watches the show. You know what I mean? Listens. Waylon, come on, son. Come on. Let's get to know you a little bit. Zach Zane, Z squared, Zach Zane. It's just fun to say. I think you're right where you need to be, honestly. Number 8 in the world, no slouch about it. Nothing to like put your nose up in the air about. And we just got to get you more active. You know what I mean? Debo. We tried to have you on after the card. It just didn't work out. A couple job things going on, which is good. Gotta take care of you. But you got to come back on, man. We got to walk through that match. I want to walk through it with you. See what your headspace is like. Because look, like I said before, you could have said, fuck it, and not do it. But instead you chose to go ahead with it, make a sacrifice monetarily because you still wanted to show out and show that you had the skill set. Nothing but respect with that. Always. And then my guy Tyler. What's up, bro? Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I got stuck because as soon as I said your name, my dude, you guys, can we just take a break for a second? Maybe you're not noticing, but I'm a little stuttering. You know, I'm not my usual very quick, witty self today. Holy shit! Last night I got high as fuck. I don't even know. I mean, if there's two moons, I was on both of them. You know what I mean? We're going out of town, taking the red eye tonight for one of Allie's retreats. You know, she's just I'm gonna conquer the world, light it on fire, and then I'm in the background with the kids screaming, "Where's my shit?" We got nothing to eat, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I got high as fuck last night, and I think I'm just recovering, to be honest. I think I'm just coming back down off those two moons. Tyler, I was gonna make some fucking joke about, you know, braiding your beard down and then shaving it off to the Malik Williams challenge, and it just went to hell in a handbasket. So I apologize, my guy. But I think you're where you need to be. You put in the work. You're still kind of under the radar a little bit, you know. You're top 10 in the world in your weight division. And I think for you, it's just being active, my guy. In my opinion, it's just getting that next fight, showing out again, and showing the world not only can you deliver professionally the packages that bring smiles to our faces, you can deliver on that PowerSlap stage, making smiles in the audience. Okay, let's stop the screen share. Bam, screen share. All right, I think we're back now, fam. I think we're back. So much fun to be a part of this whole community. The PowerSlap community is like, it is just the coolest. And as we grow, there's going to be more changes, more surprises. One of the things that I am surprised by, but I think long term it's a sign of the future in a good way, which is we don't know where the next card is going to be officially. There's rumors of fight week, this and that, but look, until it's officially announced, you know, we can just speculate. But it sounds like fight week is going to be it. April, probably not going to happen. May happen, no pun intended. But it seems like fight week is for sure going to happen. But I think that's a good sign, fam, because can you imagine being on the roster in PowerSlap and literally just, you know, 48 hours, 72 hours before the event, you're still looking at your phone going, am I going to get the text? Because it is so last minute. And fighters have talked about that, how, look, this is not just get off your couch anymore. It isn't. So you've got actual athletes coming in. You've got actual MMA fighters, football players, rugby players. You've got people from all across the globe now that are going to start taking it seriously. And when that happens, you can't be last minute anymore. You got to prep for I'm not getting up there. I'm not getting my face smashed in. I'm not going into the octagon and fighting MMA. I'm not putting tape on my hands and being bare knuckle. Like, I get it. But I do know this. Can you imagine getting last minute to fight somebody in any aspect? What are you going to do? Of course you're going to say yes. You got to. But I don't know how sustainable that is long term. And I'm sure, you know, the brass feel the same way. But when you're rolling, you got to keep rolling. So I get that. But I feel like long term, this little pause that we have is a good thing. I think they're setting it up to be more like, okay, we can place these cards throughout the year, very similar to UFC. Quite frankly, they might just keep tag teaming UFC, right, as it grows. PowerSlap Friday, UFC Saturday, that kind of a thing. So a little bit of a lull as far as cards go, but I'm still excited, still pumped up to see what's coming our way. And I'm sure we'll hear an announcement pretty soon, you know, hopefully like in the next week or so when the next card is going to be, which would be amazing so we can plan our livelihood around it, you know. It'd be fun to go see a PowerSlap card that's not in Vegas, a little bit further out on the road. Shit, if Wifey's down, we'll even go hit up a Middle East card. I think that'd be amazing. But that's kind of my thoughts right now as far as the landscape of the whole league. The guys are at the upper tier of the slap game right now, and the future's bright. And I think, like I said, this little lull we're having as far as card announcements is actually going to be a very good thing long term. I have a feeling they're setting up a process and a schedule to where people can prep for their opponent better. People can prep for the whole card better and the week leading up to it. I mean, you got to realize if you get a, quote unquote last minute text or email, hey, can you be here in 72 hours? Can you be here in 5 days? It's not just the opponent. it's the whole fight week, right? I mean, the strikers will know better than I, but you're not even prepping for all the media that you got to do. So can you imagine, fam, if you get the text or the email, hey, can you be here in 4 days, whatever it is, and you say yes, because of course, not a lot of time to prep for your opponent. On top of that, you got to do all your media obligations. On top of that, you got to do all your medicals, which takes time. And on top of that, if you got a family, you got to get that squared away, right? So I feel like they're taking a pause to kind of set all these things up just smoother. I was going to say better, but just a smoother process. And, of course they will. Look, they got the machine of the UFC behind them, so they know what they're doing. It's just growing so fast that anyway, long story short, I think this pause is on purpose, and we're gonna feel that as fans because they're gonna map the year out a bit better, which will be good for the strikers, so they have a bit more time to prep for their opponent, just like any other fight. Other than that, if you caught the bare knuckle shit, holy fire! What a great couple of cards. I've been speaking with Britain. Sorry, I'm from Utah, so we say instead of mountain, that kind of thing. But been DMing Britain, gonna have her on. Also been DMing with Widow. Hopefully have her on as well. And what a crazy night of cards. We're gonna, in the Scott household, it's UFC, bare knuckle, and obviously PowerSlap. I mean, PowerSlap, bro, for whatever reason, that gets us going. But we're gonna start having, different fighters on, different athletes on. Bare knuckle, we've already had Cyrus Fees on, and we're working to get some pretty cool names in that world. Just bought tickets to the one in Utah, gonna be front row, baby. And yeah. Good things coming, fam. Good things coming. Look, I appreciate you guys hanging with us. We're getting better every day. And I think we're going to start doing more of this kind of stuff. I really do. Letting people know what's going on, not just in the PowerSlap world. Like I said, bare knuckle world, UFC world, all the things that we love in this fight game. And we might even get a little bit personal and tell you what's going on in my world. And hopefully it's not all about me getting all up on the clouds, Maybe we get Allie on here as well. But anyway, it's the first episode, Thirsty Thursday. We're working on that sponsor. What's up, Old School? What's up, Elevate? So we're going to have a can in the background for Thirsty Thursdays. But it's just going to be a life update, fight updates. And, yeah, the sun is shining, fam. I couldn't be happier. Fuck winter. And let's have the best weekend of our lives. All right. Okay, that's it. Drink to it. I dare you. All right. Until next time.